So you're looking for the very best mods in Baldur's Gate 3, but you don't know where to start. Well, this video is going to take you through every step of the way. I'm going to be showing you exactly which mod manager I use to easily install all these mods, and I'm going to be giving you the top 10 game-changing mods in Baldur's Gate 3. So in this fully timestamped and chaptered video, you're going to get everything you need to have an amazing Baldur's Gate 3 experience, whether if you're looking for utility mods, visual mods, whatever you need, I have it. So let's get right into the content and not waste a second. So number one, guys, that we're going to be starting out with is the Lone Wolf mod. Now, basically what this mod allows you to do is exactly what's on the tin. It allows you to play the game in Lone Wolf mode. So it gives you bonus XP and actually enables you to realistically beat the game with a single character. Now, this is great, guys, if you really want to roleplay like a lone wolf character, you know, maybe like an assassin or somebody that wouldn't have party companions, or you really like the story of Baldur's Gate 3, but you really just don't like the companions, or you're doing a challenge run. All of these options really are helped by this Lone Wolf mod. This is something, in my opinion, that should have been in the game by default, and I'm really glad it was added as this like very, very convenient mod. And I'm linking in the description, I'm linking all the mods below. There'll also be timestamps for every mod in this video. But yeah, I would highly suggest this. I played around with it. Really, really fun mod. Really recommend the Lone Wolf mod. It's a great mod if you're trying to do a challenge run or you just don't like the companions. I really recommend it. The second one is one of a few dice mods. Now, for those of you that didn't pre-order the game, you're going to be limited to a very select few starting dice. But there are a ton of custom dice that you can mod into the game. One of my favorite is the one I'm going to be showing you right now, which is the Final Fantasy dice. So this has the like ethereal crystal look from Final Fantasy X. So I really, really love this mod. I think the dice looks absolutely incredible. Definitely check it out in the link below. I think it really enhances your game and is just a stunning, stunning dice mod. And the dice rolls are so commonplace in this game, guys. I really would recommend you get a dice mod to really customize that experience, because you're going to be seeing the dice a lot. So you really want something that visually to you brings you in and enhances your immersion, which is also going with number 3, which is the Death Dice mod, the Golden Death Dice. This is a very different look, where the first dice mod that I was showing you is definitely like very upbeat, very energetic, you know, Final Fantasy, very fantasy-esque. The Golden Death Dice mod is very kind of down-to-earth, gritty, a little bit more rugged, and, you know, something like you would see like Joe Abercrombie books or something very base and dirty. And if you're somebody that likes that little bit more realistic aesthetic, maybe you like a Cyberpunk 2077 kind of feel, Arasaka Taz or something like that, a little bit less high fantasy, then this Golden Death Dice mod is definitely going to be for you. I think it's an absolute stunner. I've been playing around with it. I personally prefer the Final Fantasy high fantasy aesthetic, but I absolutely think this is a great option, and I would really recommend you go down into the video description and check it out. Now we're going on to number 4, which is the Baldur's Gate 3 Transmog mod. Now, this is something that if you're like in the Dark Souls community, they call it Fashion Souls. If you're a real fashionista or fashionista, what's the male version of that? I'm not sure. But anyway, if you love fashion in Baldur's Gate 3, then this is going to be an absolutely must-have mod for you. And basically what this whole mod does is it allows you to have whatever armor is best stat-wise, but it allows you to transmog this and make it look like other armor sets. So you can really have your character decked out the way you want. You can really enhance them visually and make them look just the way you want. However, you can still have some of the best armor pieces in the game, because realistically, there's a few armor sets, and I think I'll definitely make a video about this one day, that are just clearly superior to the other options. And so, you know, that may not tie into your fashion or wardrobe choices. So you need this mod, Baldur's Gate 3 Transmog mod. I really like it. I think it was very, very well done. A lot of props to the creator. I think it was great. Next up, we're going to be getting to a mod that a lot of content creators use. This is something that kind of a dirty little secret in the content creation scene, which is the double XP mod. Now, what this mod basically allows you to do is one of two options. You either gain double XP for the whole game, or you gain double XP up to level 6. If you don't want to ruin your Baldur's Gate 3 game experience, I would highly recommend you only go and use the double XP to level 6. I played around with this mod. This is one of the reasons that I'm a little bit slower in making guides than a lot of other content creators. A lot of content creators will use this double XP mod or other XP mods to basically boost themselves up to level 12 very, very quickly. I would not recommend this. I do think it gives you a little bit of a false sense of game progression, but I do think this is a great mod if you're introducing somebody to Baldur's Gate 3 maybe for the first time. They don't know what the game is like. They're a little bit unsure of if they'll like the game or not. By giving this double XP mod, it makes the game dramatically easier, and I think it allows them to access some of the cooler abilities, especially for spellcasters where a lot of the really, really good stuff is locked behind level 3 spells or above. I think this is a fantastic mod to give somebody that is just experiencing the game for the first time. They're going to be having a much better time with this mod. But for somebody that's actually experiencing the game, I would not recommend doing this other than just to try builds out, just simply for the fact that I do think it alters the game's balance dramatically, and I think that it makes the early to middle part of the game kind of pointless in terms of actual challenge. But there's a lot of utility reasons, and like I said, for beginners, excellent, excellent mod. The sixth mod that we're going to be looking at is NPCs don't run from summons and Druid forms. So this is particularly for two basic subclasses or classes. Number one, for all Druids, this allows you to basically wear your animal form in towns, and people will not go completely nuts. This is definitely good. I think this is something that probably should have been included in the base game, or hopefully will be included in a later patch. Obviously, I guess people are scared of animals, but it does feel a little bit weird how you'll stroll into a town. People will be like super scared of a bear and just go running and screaming away. So this is a great mod if that bothers you. If you're a Druid, I would say this is almost a mandatory mod to install. I think this is so good, and I was really glad to utilize this, and I definitely think it enhances the Druid class substantially. I think this is really, really good. This is also fairly good for a necromancer. So sometimes as a necromancer, you're summoning people, you're basically having dead bodies behind you. If you go into towns like this, people will freak out. This basically makes it where that's a lot more manageable. So for both Druids and necromancers, I think this mod is absolutely fantastic. Next up, number 7. We're going to a really utility mod here, which is all the bags. As this says on the tin, basically what all the bags does is it auto sorts and gives you a huge assortment of bags in your inventory that you can basically get. And these bags sort different things. Like, let's say, like they might sort like weapons, they might sort items, they might sort potions, etc., etc. This is just for people that are a little bit more, let's say, clean, that they like that cleaner aesthetic in their inventory. They don't want a lot of items just sprawled everywhere. This is something that does bother me a little bit about Baldur's Gate 3, is that a lot of the items in the inventory, you basically are forced to use search continuously to look for items, because you'll just get an absolute massive pile of items. You're transferring them from character to character. It can be annoying in certain cases. I do think the inventory could be cleaned up a little bit in a later patch, and you do accumulate a huge amount of items. So this just being able to sort everything into a bag and know that certain items are going into certain bags, and it has an auto sort already put in, I do think it's a fantastic mod. I really think this mod should be part of the base game. Absolutely incredible. Definitely check out all the bags. I really, really, really recommend this mod. The 8th mod is perhaps the biggest and most ambitious mod or set of mods in this entire collection, and that is Expanded Classes by Mharius. Now, this dude is incredible. I couldn't believe this when I first installed it. Basically, what it is it's a set of expanded classes. So they'll have like different additional skills, different balance. It's really, really cool. I played around with the Wizard variant, and I played around with the Cleric variant, and I really love the changes they made to the Cleric. But the Wizard was also really good. But he's got a lot of classes. I believe he also extends it to races like gnomes, humans. A lot of changes here, and it's just one guy basically making this. Incredible work. I think this guy deserves a lot of praise, a lot of recognition. I really, really, really love his work. Amazing. And I do think this enhances the gameplay experience, especially if you played 2 or 3, playthroughs and you really want to experience something new. I would definitely recommend you check out this class rework by Mharius. Very, very cool. I'm including it in the links, and this is a full set. I think there's like maybe 12 or 15 individual mods for the different classes and races. So a lot of props to him. Incredible, incredible work. Ninth mod that we are going to be looking at is Enhanced Gear Progression. Now, this is a really cool mod, and basically what this does is it allows you to have, instead of just having like regular armor or regular weapons and then just +1 variants, it adds +2 variants. This is important because I think in Act 2 and 3, specifically in Act 3, you have a big problem in the game, which is a lot of times you're not really getting better gear in terms of just pure stats. Mostly it's just the active properties are changing, and you're trying to get those legendary pieces of gear. Now, one thing that I'm really hoping for in DLC or expansion content for Baldur's Gate 3 is we get more legendaries. I do think the legendaries are very scarce in this game. I love Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's one of the best games ever made, but the legendary selection and really high-end tier gear is limited, and I do think it could be expanded. This is definitely a step in the right direction. This mod was, I believe, begun in early access, so when you look in the mod page, you're going to see a lot of notes to early access. It definitely does work for the full release, but I will say this is only part of the way towards that goal. It's not everything that I wanted, but it's definitely better than the stock game. So I would definitely recommend checking out Enhanced Gear Progression. I do think as the 9th mod, this is a really good one, but I really do wish that there's somebody that will come up in the future with a really completely overhauled weapon and gear system. So yeah, very, very cool mod. Number 10, this is fantastic if you're a newer player that just wants to get into the game in a very, very simple way, and that is AI-controlled party while in combat. So this mod does exactly what it says on the tin. It allows you to basically get certain party members to be controlled by the game's AI. So just like enemies will, naturally attack you with their own AI, this basically gives control of certain party members just in combat to the AI system. Does it do the best job ever? It does a pretty good job. It does a pretty good job. Once you kind of understand how the AI works and how it targets people with lowest AC, there's certain things you have to understand with how the AI system works in game. But honestly, I think this is a great mod. I really did like it. And if you're somebody newer to the game, and let's say it's just you or your buddy playing, or you and your wife, your partner, and maybe you just don't want to have control of 4 party members, but you want to have them as companions, this is great. Give 2 party members control to the AI. You focus on the other 2. Fantastic mod. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was fantastic. Really good one. Definitely check it out. Now, before we end the video, I'm going to tell you what I think are the best mods, the ones I would most highly recommend, and also how to actually install the mods. So the best way to install these mods, guys, is not to take the individual mods, put them all in your folder. It's going to be a complete mess. What you can do, go down to the video description, go right next to the timestamps. You're going to see a GitHub link. This is going to actually show you a mod manager that's already came out. And this mod manager, in my opinion, is the best way to actually load up all these mods, keep them organized. Because once you start messing with mods, you'll realize, guys, that it can be a little overwhelming. There can be some file conflicts. Bad things can happen. I don't want to scare you off about doing mods. Definitely install 1 or 2, play around with them. But I'm talking for the people that are hyper modders that install 5, 10, 20 mods. Things can get a little crazy. Use this mod manager. I do think personally, I've tried just manually installing mods. It was a little bit tedious for me. Really like this mod manager. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic way to actually manage your mods. So yeah, go to the GitHub, download this, easy peasy. A lot of guides online. If you need it, ask in the comments. I'll make a video guide. But now let's get to actually what I think are the top Baldur's Gate 3 mods. Like, if you had to choose only 3 mods here, what would I choose? The number 1 mod that I would choose is the All the Bags mod. I think this, just in terms of utility, this is something that's so lacking in the base game, and something that I think enhances your experience so much. I would definitely recommend All the Bags. I think definitely check this mod out. This is probably the number 1 mod that will change how you play the game, and just makes the loot system and inventory way, way better than stock. The second one I would really check out is the Lone Wolves mod. I put this first on the list for a reason. I think this is something that really, really should have been in the base game. And just like the All the Bags mod, I feel like it dramatically changes the game experience. If you're playing the game solo, you don't like playing with other people, maybe you don't even like the companions. Fantastic mod. Check out the Lone Wolf mod. It's really, really that good. The third mod that I think is the best in this list is going to be the Transmog, because I know a lot of people are fashionistas. They love to dress their character a certain way. Definitely check out the Transmog. Amazing, crazy good. So hopefully this video helped you guys. I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm very excited. I always bring a lot of enthusiasm into this. Definitely hit that like button, hit the subscribe. It makes all the difference for a small content creator. And definitely share this, guys. It means the world. Just one single share, you could be my hero today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gave value to you. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments and what your favorite mods are so I can include them on the next list. I'll see you guys next time.